In this video, follow along as we address the underside of our Singer 201s. We're going to remove the feed rock shaft and the rock shaft from the machine, as well as the bottom covers that cover the gears on the bottom. So let's jump in and get started. So the order that we're going to do this in, you could really go two different ways. I'm going to remove some parts from the bottom, and then I'm going to remove the motor. But you could remove the motor and the light at this point. Let's go ahead and flip this over. We'll get the parts off the bottom, and then we can think about removing the motor. So on the bottom of your machine, I want you to look at a few things. Here are covers. These cover the gears. There are two sets, one at the hook end and one where the vertical shaft is. Let's take these covers off first. Once we get the covers off, we're going to go ahead and release the feed fork and the feed connecting rod, and they're just going to kind of dangle in there until we get the motor off. So screwdrivers, you'll notice there are two screws. They're easy to get to here for this cap. This one of the screws is right here, which makes it hard to get a screwdriver in. So you can either flip it on its nose or pull it out so it's kind of hanging over the edge of your bench or your table to get to it. Then there'll be two more screws for a second cap. So I'll start with this one. Now hopefully this one isn't going to be too stuck. There we go. You need a bigger but skinnier bit for these screws. So there's one, and the two screws you remove, they're the same. So no worries about mixing them up. And the other, okay. And here we go. This is the cap. And what's nice about this is because of these caps, you can set this on a surface. It doesn't have to be inside a table, and it will still run without anything bumping against the table and impeding the movement of any of the parts. They also catch any extra oil from the gears or anything that might have run down this vertical shaft here. It keeps it from dripping wherever you're working. Now these gears are supposed to be oiled, and I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone yesterday, and she said she read in a Singer manual that they should be greased. And so I pulled up one of my 201 manuals and it said to oil them. So I guess there's a big debate. Personally, I would oil these because you don't have to take the caps off to get oil on the gears. If you were greasing them, you would need to remove these caps every time you did that. I like the idea of oil better. The manual I have says oil. So we've got the first cap off, and the screws on this cap are bigger than the screws on the other cap. So we can set that aside, and I want to show you something. I just found something down in here. I don't know if you can see it, but let me dump these screws out. Down inside this cap, do you know what that is? This is the back side of one of the badge pins that they use to pin the badge on the machine. So it kind of makes me wonder if it has broken off up inside, or if this happened at the factory and they just put a different pin on, but this fell down in the cap. Entirely possible. Interesting, I've never found that before. So now let's pull off the other cap. And you can see how dirty these are, which is why we're gonna take everything off and clean it. We're not taking the gears out. I think I've said that at least once, but let's get this other cap off. One, there, see, I put it up on its nose. Now I can access this screw a little bit easier. This machine has a lot of dust in it. There's another, and this should just, oh, I undid this screw for the second cap. My mistake. This is the one I wanted to take out. It doesn't matter, but still have to take this out. to get it off. There we go. So we'll clean that out. So I still have this last screw here. Since this machine is so heavy, it is nice to spin it around on a towel. I did pick up a Lazy Susan, but it just wasn't big enough for the 201 and it wobbled, and that just kind of bugged me. So I'm back to working on a towel. So I'm just gonna pop those 4 screws in here, and just so you know, prove my point. See, one head is smaller. The bigger ones, you'll have 2. They go for the first cap. The 4 smaller ones go for this one. Now this cap, you should be able to just push it up and pull it out just like that. And we can clean all of that off. And to me, looking at this, I think somebody greased these gears at some point. I don't think that's oil. I think that's grease. But we're gonna oil them once they're all cleaned up. Okay, so we've taken the caps off. Now we are going to release our, here, let me show you. We have 2 screws. There is one here for the feed fork, and this is an eccentric screw. The second one is for the feed connecting rod, and it is not an eccentric screw. To get them off, we're going to need a good screwdriver, decent size, and a 3/8 inch wrench. So here you see the 3/8 inch. It's going to fit this one. The upper one for the feed connecting rod, you will need a 7/16. It is not a 3/8 inch nut. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my screwdriver in the slot of the screw head here, and I'm going to put my wrench on, and, oh, that's too big. This one, 3/8. Get it on, hold the screw head still, and push up. Up on this side is how we twist it loose. And then if you can, just with your fingers, take the nut off. And then usually I can push on the end of the screw and kind of turn the screwdriver and pull out the eccentric screw. So you will not mix up these 2 screws. If you're worried about that, you can put the nut on, but they're only going to fit in the holes that they're supposed to go in. You cannot mix them up. So let's get this other one off and wait until you see what this screw looks like. Oh, I did it again. Wrong size. Okay, up. This one's a little more stubborn. Sorry, I know my hands are in the way, but I think, yeah. Tricky. All right, let's see if we can spin this one off. Okay. Oh, this one, it's totally spins out. It's threaded down in there, so it doesn't just push out. You have to spin it out. And the setting on this one is just pretty simple. If you screw it in too tight, you won't be able to get movement on your feed connecting rod. Look at that. See how it's kind of like cone shaped? It's not eccentric. This one, you just worry about how tight it is. The other one, you worry about the position of the eccentric screw, because this is what's going to adjust the travel, the fore and aft travel of our feed dogs inside the needle plate. But when we reassemble, that's when we'll worry about that. So these parts can be set aside for a little bit. I usually keep them with the actual connecting rod and feed fork, so I'm just going to set them aside. Okay, so now these 2 parts are just dangling freely inside the machine. Now we can go ahead and remove the feed rock shaft and this rock shaft. You're going to need a 9/16 wrench. It can be a little bit stubborn. These are going to be very, very gunky. So actually, I'm going to turn this way a little bit, but what I'm doing is I'm just putting my screwdriver into the slot here, And then I'm going to grab that nut, try to keep the screw from turning with the screwdriver and just get the nut to turn. Once you get it to turn, I encourage you to get it all the way off now. Don't leave it on the end of the screw because they're a lot harder to get off of these pivot points for the Rockshaft once they're out. You could leave it on if it's hard to get it off, but it's even harder once they're out. It's easier when they're still in the machine. So here's one. I'm not going to pull the center out just yet. I'm going to leave it there and I'm going to loosen the other one as well. Okay, this one's going to need a little bit of oil, penetrating oil. I'm going to let that soak. Let's do the other side while that one's soaking. So now you should be able to see a little bit better. So this one, we're going to push up with our wrench. So screwdriver in the slot like that. And up and see it. I don't know if you could see that. It did move a little bit. Needs a little more coaxing. Just until you can get it going with your fingers. And there we go. All these nuts are the same size. All the pivots that we're going to take out, the centers, these right here are the same size. So it's not something that you need to worry about mixing up. So again, for this lower one, okay, I'm going to just try without the screwdriver just to see if I can get it moving. No, that one's stuck too, so let's check the other end. And I'm just trying again. Okay, she's really stuck. Ah, there we go. Let's see. I might have just made the screw turn, not the nut. No, the nut's moving. So do you see what I did? I removed the screwdriver and just tried to free the nut. Now I have the screwdriver back in place because I don't want to take the center out yet. I'm just going to do that until I feel like I can turn it with my fingers. There we go. There's the third one. And let's see if this other one is willing to cooperate now. There we go. Now I should be able to get it off the end of the center. There we go. I don't like trying to take them off after I've taken the center out. It's just there's nothing to keep it stable. It's just a little bit of a pain that way, I think. So I'll always do my best to get them moving and off before. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, all 4 nuts are off, 9/16 wrench. Now we're going to take the centers. These are the pivots that the feed Rockshaft rides on. I'm just going to see if I can get either one of them to turn. I think this top one, yeah, this top one's free. This one, not so much. Box wrench on the end of a hefty screwdriver usually gives me the torque that I need to get these things going. So I'm going to go ahead and take this all the way out now. It's not really in the center of the camera lens, is it? Okay. So I'm going to take out the 2 bottom ones first. I don't know if I said that. This is what your center, or I call them centers. This is what they rock on. They pivot on this little point right here. So set that aside with the nuts and let's take off the opposite side. This one, no problem. And see the feed Rockshaft just kind of almost falls out on its own. Second one, set it aside. Now, you should be able to just Might be a little stuck. There's a little fork that's on this roller ball on the other rock shaft. Just comes out like that. And there's your feed rock shaft. Now, something I want to talk about. You can remove the nuts on the ends here. This is the feed connecting fork, I think is the proper name. I could be wrong. Anyway, if you take these nuts off, what you will find are two miniature versions of these. And there's nothing wrong with taking them off. But what I want you to know is if you put this back together, then this is another way that you position the feed dogs in the needle plate, whether they sit more to the right or to the left. I try to get it so it's just about even spacing here. And then I finish up my positioning with adjusting the centers here, right or left. But yes, you can take these further apart. I'm not going to do that right now. I might do it when I go to clean it, but I'm just going to set this aside like this and remove the other rock shaft. So I know this one was easy. One. Last center. So we can take the rock shaft off. Now, let's take a look at this. Okay, this little doohickey right here is how you raise and lower the feed dogs on the 201. This mechanism will actually drop them down and raise them up. When it looks like this, they're lowered. When you're ready to raise them, and you would do this all while it's attached to the machine. Push this down, screw it back in. Now they're raised up again. So that's how you can darn or free motion on a 201 is by that adjustment. We're going to clean all of that up. I am not going to take this apart further, but when I clean these parts, I will make sure that I get all of this really, really dry. Probably blow it with some air and use a hairdryer or something just to make sure I've got all of the water out. Each of our rock shafts have these little holes here. That's where the pivot point is going to fit. And we fill these with oil before we put them back in the machine. So we can set that aside. Now that is all I'm removing from the bottom end of this machine besides the feed fork and the feed connecting rod. Those will come out, but we have to remove the motor and stuff before we can do that. Unless there were something truly wrong with this machine and these parts, I do not touch them. I clean them in place. It is a lot more labor and I would never touch them unless I had to, unless something was broken or bent or something. So we've taken everything off of here. Now that's just going to be cleaning. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to continue on and we're going to get the motor off so we can take the connecting rod and the feed fork out, but I'll put that into a separate video so it's not really, really long because it's going to take us a little bit of time to get these other parts out. So set your parts aside. You should have your rock shaft, your feed rock shaft, 4 centers and 4 nuts, the screw for the connecting rod and the screw for the feed fork, and we'll set those aside so they can go back with these parts and your covers. 2 screws for this one, 4 for this setup. So set those all aside and we'll come back in the next video and we'll start removing the motor and the feed fork and the feed connecting rod. Go wash your hands too. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.